Hello Pisces, welcome or welcome back to my Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for June 2020. Welcome to June. We've made it. So this is going to be a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. If it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, it's just not your reading. Alright, my dear. Let's see what's going on for you. I hope you're well. How have you been? It's a very intense month for all of us. Two of Cups is your current energy. In the mood for love. Is that it? Okay, let's see what's your challenge. Eight of Swords is your challenge. Let's see what is your advice. Three of Swords is advice. And let's see what's the future energy. The Magician as your future energy. Bottom of the deck you have Judgment. Judgment. This is the theme of the reading. The theme of the month of June. Alright, my dear Pisces, I'm going to apply the clarifiers with this The Wild Unknown deck. You have Death with the Two of Cups as your current energy. Why is the Eight of Swords here as your challenge? What's this date? Where are you stuck? You have the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Three of Swords as your advice? Nine of Wands. Makes sense. Why do you have the Magician here? The Magician of the Hierophant. Oh, there's one more. And the Seven of Wands. As your future energy. And you have the Ten of Cups. The Judgment. As the theme of your reading. Alright, my dear Pisces. So, as I was saying, we have intense energy. We are all doing some very important work. We have the Venus retrograde in Gemini, which naturally puts us examining our relationship, what we love, how we communicate that, because it's in Gemini. Where are we being playful? Where we are being moody and so on. And I think that this month for you is going to bring a profound change in the way you relate to what makes you happy, to what you love, and how you perceive that. What do you perceive as joyful? What do you perceive as loving? What do you perceive as happiness? It's under soul assessment. It's much bigger than just philosophizing and thinking ideas. This is a soul check-in about where you are in your journey and how can you adjust, what needs to be let go of, what is it that you had learned already from previous lessons. And it may be possible that, say, you're meeting someone new, for example. Did I just say for example twice? Well, never mind. If you're meeting someone new, all the triggers from past relationship will resurface. And I think that now you have the opportunity to see, do I need to learn this lesson again? Or have I learned already? Am I attracting exactly the same type of character and person as before? Or is it a new pattern? Am I feeling attracted by someone with new qualities and so on? Have I learned from my previous relationships? That could be one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is like how you are relating in general with people. Maybe with a already long-term partner, or with people in your life that you truly care about. There's that ability to zoom out to open up to real knowledge that comes from the highest, deepest wisdom of the universe and of yourself, of your higher self, and receive that type of grace. Sometimes it happens that yes, we still need to repeat a lesson because we just learned some superficial layers, and we need to accept it. But we know it. We know it the moment we meet the person. We know it's trouble. Whenever we feel the same attraction that for unresolved issue from the past, we know it in our gut. And we also know it that sometimes we're powerless to this, and that it will somehow create a story that's gonna unfold in its own way, and I'm gonna learn some lessons from it. But it does come with awareness. And at least you can take it not as something that just happened to you because you're being punished, but rather, okay, there's a deeper lesson to this that I missed before, or that I haven't yet had the opportunity to learn. But it can also be the point where, like, hey, I recognize this. I recognize these patterns. I have my red flags right up here, flying high. And it's not about that the person is toxic or that I am damaged or something like this. It's just that I've learned a lesson. I know what can come out of this, and it's not what I need right now. And yes, I can feel the attraction, but it's more of a teaser to see have I learned a lesson or not. It's a moment of choice. That comes from deep, deep wisdom. What I just said actually summarizes pretty much everything that's going on in here, but I do believe that we need to break it down. So let's break it down. See, there's transformation. There's death going here with the Two of Cups. I do believe it's about romantic relationship with most of you, but again, it's not only. Doesn't necessarily mean it's related to that. It can also be between aspects of yourself, of the feminine, of the masculine, the yin and yang, the balance between these two opposites within yourself, anima and animus, and so on. And Dev says that there's something that needs to be let go of. My guess from seeing this is that you don't want to repeat that pattern, that you somehow know what the lesson is, you know exactly what the lesson is, and you know what's good for you at this point. And you know that what needs to be let go of. Sometimes a beautiful, loving relationship can be supportive of that, but it's up to you to see if that is the case. Do you feel supported in your quest of release and letting go and transforming? You feel encouraged, or do you feel just triggered? Or it may be that we just go back to old patterns. Say that the moment maybe we can be happily single for years, and then when somebody that piques your interest comes into your life, suddenly you reverse back to the same person you were before being single, when you feel terrified of opening your heart and you become anxious. Did she text me back? Did he make the first move? What should I do now? If I show how much I like him, her, blah, 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 blah. Controlling behaviors or fears that come from fear of rejection, from past hurts. I mean, that's where it comes from. That can show up, and we can notice behaviors, patterns that and attitudes that don't serve us anymore and come to sabotage what could be a perfectly beautiful, balanced relationship. The death encourages you to really stay through this process and allow yourself to transmute this energy. Recognize, that's why the judgment's there. Also recognize what truly makes you happy. I didn't talk enough about this Ten of Cups here. Recognize what really gives you joy, not what you think it should give you joy. Taste through your emotions. Taste through also these ideals that we project on relationships and on partnerships and on love and on happiness, what we think makes us happy. because based on, I don't know what made us happy in the past, or based on ideals that come from, I don't know, culture or media, reading, Hollywood, things like this. Are those projection, are those dreams achievable, or are they like ideals that don't make any sense? Sometimes we idealize codependency like mad because we romanticize it. Oh, I need you. I need you so I can be whole. That's not how it works. One has, every one of them is whole, and they bring everything on the table. They don't expect it to, that the other side is going to, that the other part is going to fulfill them. They are whole within themselves. Therefore, instead of like falling on each other and needing each other to feel whole, they can create something bigger. That creates real love, wholeness. And we can mirror each other, of course, when we need to do our work, but we also need to understand that we are okay on our own. And the other person just serves to expand and celebrate life together. So that may actually take a lot of pressure out of ourselves and how we're supposed to perform and what we want from relationship and what happiness should look like and so on. Okay, but see, there's challenge here. This challenge of the Eight of Swords is a tough one because we get stuck in those patterns that I was talking about. We can get stuck in our minds. We can get stuck. We can get blindfolded. There's it's not even the Nine of Swords, which is anxiety. This is a type of just being completely blind to our own issues many times. Feeling stuck into certain patterns and feeling helpless into that, like we can't really do anything about it. And I believe that this, in your case, whoever is listening to this now, can manifest as a bit of a domineering type of behavior. Maybe not outright, maybe not in the sense of like I tell you what to do, you do, but maybe you're controlling in your own way. Fear can push us in these directions. Even if that's coming out right through actually putting conditions and demands, either through, I don't know, more under the cover type of controlling, where we are offering more so that we can make the other person sort of like indebted to us, or there's so many ways. And we all do it to a certain degree. That's kind of how we learn, because we believe that love is conditional, and we believe that the other person needs to validate somehow that I'm worthy of love. And that's not the case, but we as humanity are just relearning that. And I think that tradition comes into place here, and is maybe looking at your family patterns and what's even the cultural background that you're coming from, and see what type of tradition had been conditioning you in a certain way. What are the models for relationships that you had in your family? Because like that, you know that what you're unconsciously recreating for yourself. What was your relationship with your mom? What was your relationship with your dad? How did they relate to themselves? Were they more emotions validated? Were they very needy? Were they demanding? Were they controlling? Were they blah 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 blah, all that, you know? But also you can realize what you're running away from. Sometimes we unconsciously become like our parents while trying to not become like our parents. Or Even if we are aware of certain patterns, we have this with this beautiful, gorgeous talent of attracting the same type, even though we know it's bad for us. This may be the challenge. You feel that you're stuck in a pattern that you can't get out of. And that has to do with fear and control, and that has to do with tradition and yeah, what do you have you inherited? What is your type of attachment? That's just a attachment theory. You can look that up if that's the case. If you're interested in the topic, not everybody resonates with it. So you have the Three of Swords as your advice, with the Nine of Wands. And it makes sense. It really makes a lot of sense to really look at what you've learned from past hurts. What have you learned from the old past experiences, past relationships, or wherever you were really truly deeply hurt? And you're not asked to relive that experience. I think that you're ready now to just draw in the lessons, channel the lessons from that. See where you got stuck. See what tied you up. And allow yourself to draw wisdom from that experience. And that will force you to stay present with your wound. The Nine of Wands talks about being present with your wound. And it's also like coming out and clearing your path, you know. This is a ladder, you're going to what's really going on within yourself at a very deep level. You're going towards your moon. Moon being your reflected self, and your subconscious and your emotions and all that. And you see, like, this is like the path is not clear. You need to create that path. Use those swords to create a path for you. Cut the obstacles away. Cut those ropes away with one of these swords. That means keeping your mind focused and understanding that your thoughts are not an authority. Your thoughts are telling you stories. You are the one who goes beyond thoughts, and you start choosing what thoughts you believe and what thoughts you don't. The Three of Swords is processing. You're processing your past pains, and you understand that it was nothing that it's not that you're not worthy of love. It's not that nobody needs to validate that for you. Because you know deep in yourself that actually there's the wound that makes you believe that somehow you're unworthy, but that had never been the case. You are loved. You are loved, and you are more than worthy. It's just that your mind makes you believe you don't. Projecting all these fears. You know, the brain is a problem solving machine, but in order to solve a problem, you need to have a problem. So the thing is, there's going to start singling out all the fucking problems. Out of 10 things I experienced today, what I will remember won't be the happiest one, will be the one that was problematic, because we're fixating on that because we need to solve it. That happens when we operate from the mind. But now, being present, starting focusing on your body, on your heart, analyzing things from a grounded perspective, you will see that many of those beliefs, conclusions that you made of yourself, maybe in the time where you felt like you've done unforgivable things, or people did unforgivable things to you, they served a purpose and a lesson, and you get that. And it's all about healing that deep inner wound and creating the path for yourself to full completion and acceptance and wholeness, being whole. Okay, so this takes you to the Magician, the Hierophant, and the Seven of Wands. You see, magician is creating his own destiny. It's number one. It's the new journey. You know, after the whole major arcana journey had been completed, we have the Fool, which is a blank new state, and then it's the number one, manifesting into creation, into the world. And you can take that from the law of attraction or from many types of philosophies and methods that are out there. But I think this is not that much about this. It's really just about understanding that this is a new circumstance. It's a new person, if that's the case, or it's new energy that you're working with. Whatever wound is coming up to you, you are able to heal it. You are able to not operate from the wound, but to speak up whatever it is that you need. If you, for example, suffer of because I see this controlling side and the getting stuck, feeling stuck into your mind, understanding your old patterns and being able to communicate with with truth, that say, okay, if I'm anxiously, my attachment style is anxious. That means that I'm terrified. I'm getting very nervous if you don't get in touch with me. We need to put certain boundaries and allow ourselves to shine, but we need to learn and teach other people what is it that we need. And we also need to learn what they need. It's meeting each other at the middle, not expecting you to solve my problems, not expecting you to save me, not expecting you to be as what I project on you. I'm learning about you just as much as you learn about me. And that's the beauty of it. That's the experience. And yes, we mirror each other in so many ways. I'm learning about myself as I'm learning about you at the same time. But we need to learn to communicate. We need to learn to not just get stuck in there, but bring in the key. The crow or the raven does talk a lot about communication and about speaking one's truth. That is very deep, and it's coming actually from beyond as well, from the spiritual realm. And allow that to shine through. Create a new type of pattern. Create a new type of relating. You're doing that as you're doing this work, as you're reflecting on this that we had just been spoken, as you're processing your past pain and you finally saying, hey, I'm here with this. I'm here with this wound. I'm here with my patterns, and I know what I need to let go of. It doesn't mean that you need to pretend that you're healthier or better or smarter or whatever than you are, but it doesn't mean that you cling on the other person to solve your things either. You don't just like, hey, this is my heart, it's all wounded, come and heal me. That's not it either. But it is taking responsibility for, hey, I do have this type of pattern and I need to work through it. It could really help if you would be a little bit more attentive, or a little bit more like giving me a little bit more space, or I tended to seek for validation. I don't ask you to validate me, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from, and so on. It's really building up, and it's not coming from a place of putting yourself down through this either. Do validate your own progress and your own work on yourself. Hold that space, put the right boundaries for you, and being able to implement them. Sometimes we put boundaries that we don't really believe in, or we believe in them, but then we get challenged, and then we don't really keep them, and then we're sending out their mixed messages. If I'm telling you don't come at my house at 1 a.m. And you do, and I let you in, then it's my problem as well, because I shouldn't let you in. I said don't. And then you won't believe me, and then you keep repeating and doing whatever I tell you not to do, and this is it. It's just a stupid example. You know what I mean. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I think this is going somewhere. It is creating something new, and it is about learning and teaching. All right, my dear, let's see what's the message from Rumi Oracle for you that can support you deeper and maybe give you deeper understanding. You who show the way. Exactly. You who showed the way. You have your flame, you have your work to do, you have the key to your own heart, but you need to show the way. You need to teach people how to do this. Okay, let me see. What is this number 33? Number 33. So the poem from Rumi says, the logical mind runs away from drowning. Lovers accept drowning in the sea as their destiny. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their comfort. Lovers. So, even in your unquenchable passion for service to humanity, to the world that offers you so much, there is a time when your most powerful offering is actually and most simply that of your presence. You show the way, you who inspire through how you choose to live and be, you who sometimes think of yourself to be invisible, you who consider yourself to be of no particular or exceptional worth. Yes, you. You who, through your choice to live your truth, reveal my face, demonstrate my love, embody my presence, heal my beloveds, and love my creations. This oracle comes to you for a special message. You are an inspiration. You are helping those around you, and even many of whom you are unaware. You are doing this because it is your path. This is your way, this is your gift. You live a life dedicated to the growth of consciousness, and through that dedication, inspire others to receive the loving consciousness of the great beloved that can benefit them so greatly, no matter what their situation or circumstances. You are not doing this through any effort or will. You are doing this because this is your nature, your being, your way. Just as the sun breaks through darkness with its own light, shining light with its presence by simply being, so does your inner sun, your soul. You don't have to understand this or do anything with the information given, although you may find it of comfort to, or even be shocked by it, pleasantly perhaps. It is just an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive such an acknowledgement. You are also being gifted through this oracle a sign, a portent. This oracle is an omen, an issue too difficult for you to understand, no matter how hard you have been working on it, is about to be resolved. You have no need to hold on to it or become more worthy of that resolution. It is going to happen according to the grace of the great beloved, and your job is to allow it to happen, to simply bear witness to the resolution, even if you have no idea what is going to be in the process. You may find that whilst you are letting go, the resolution happens without you being aware of it until after the fact. That's why death is here, about letting go. You need to let go of it, don't obsess over it. Then apparently all of a sudden what was an issue is no longer so. You who help others are a worthy recipient of the help of the great beloved. Be prepared to surrender all plans and convictions about what can and cannot be, about what you think you know and what you think you need. That's why the Ten of Cups and this Ten of Pentacles is your challenge. I'll read that again. So be prepared to surrender all plans and convictions about what can and cannot be, about what you think you know and what you think you need. Allow the benevolent grace of the beloved to take you through the great waves as the sea becomes calm and serene under the living divine light. This oracle brings the message that if you have a situation in your midst that feels impossible to resolve, the divine has it covered. Do the sacred honoring ritual and let it be sorted out by a power greater than your own. It shall be sorted out and your sun shall rise. Just as day follows night again and again, so too shall your sun rise after any issue or struggle. Have faith and hope, and know that this is a sensible approach to any dilemma, no matter how serious it may seem. For what use is it to bemoan the absence of day, even on the longest night, when you know in every moment dawn is ever closer to breaking once again? Your hope is then not foolish, but wise. I'm going to read the sacred honoring ritual. If you feel the call to do it, do so. If not, suit yourself. Place your hands on your heart and say, "The Divine who loves me unconditionally, bless me now with such grace that my life aligns with divine order and all becomes golden. Blessed and mercifully held in the compassionate consciousness of the Creator. I thank you for the courage and faith I have needed to endure the night. And now I celebrate the coming dawn. I see it breaking. I see its light. And I thank you for this mercy. With Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, I am now shown the way to the dawn. It is at my feet, and together we step into the gift of a new day. So be it. If you have a specific issue you would like addressed, hand it over to the Divine Beloved now by talking about it, just as if you were having a conversation with your oldest and dearest friend, for that is exactly what will be taking place. Then, when you have explained your feelings, your doubts or fears, let it go and know that the situation is held in the grace of the Great Beloved. You had completed your ritual. All right, Pisces, this is indeed quite inspiring. It is a beautiful, beautiful journey. I believe that we could all learn from this. Show us the way, please show us the way. We all need to learn. Be this hierophant, be this leader, be this teacher of your own experience without trying. Again, this is not about trying. This is not about taking it into your ego. This is really about understanding that your path as it is this inspiration for us, just as it is. All right, Pisces, if this makes sense to you and if you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you here next month. May our practice benefit all beings.